Hello viewers, this is CS Academy once again, one of the best platforms for prospective university students, those writing JAM, WAEC and the rest who are offering economics. This is where to be. Take it from me. Thanks. Alright, so if we have to deal with this subtopic in economics titled Difference between change in quantity demanded and change in demand. You need to draw the basic knowledge from another subtopic in demand known as factors affecting demand. And this is because the factors affecting demand can be classified into two to fit into either change in quantity demanded or what? Change in demand. When we look at the factors affecting demand, we have price of the commodity. Price of the commodity is realized or can be classified as a price factor of demand, which can be attached to change in quantity demanded, because change in quantity demanded is determined by the price of the commodity, while other factors affecting demand remain constant or silent. That is, if the price does not navigate, there won't be anything called change in quantity demanded. Looking at the other factors affecting demand, we can ascribe it to change in demand, because under change in demand, the price of the commodity is silent, constant. It doesn't have to change for there to be a change in demand. Therefore, the factor responsible for change in quantity demanded is the price of the commodity, while the factor responsible for change in demand is other factors affecting demand. Do you understand? The price of the commodity, income of the consumer, taste, fashion, population, advertising, and the rest. Do you understand? Now, if I have to bring this knowledge into a diagram, this first diagram is what change in quantity demanded represents. You can see the price navigating. The price goes down from P1 to P2, and the quantity moves from Q1 to what? Q2. When the price goes down again from P2 to P3, you have this adjustment from Q2 to what? Q3. It means that price will have to change for quantity demanded to change. And that is exactly what the first factor explains. The price factor of what? Demand. It is responsible for what? Change in quantity demanded. Change in quantity demanded has another name, which is known as what? Movement along the demand curve. You can see this adjustment in price and then the reaction from quantity creates a kind of movement from point A to B and then to C. This is known as what? A downward movement, because price is coming down and then adjusting quantity outward. If you look at the points, the meeting point on the diagram, you can see that this is a downward movement. If we consider a situation where price is going up and then quantity demanded adjusts inward, we will have what? An upward movement along the demand curve. But notice, change in quantity demanded is also known as what? Movement along the demand curve. It is determined by only the price of the commodity, while other factors remain what? Constant or silent. Let's move to the other one, which is change in demand. Change in demand is also known as what? Shift in demand. It is determined by what? Other factors affecting demand, while price remain what? Constant or silent. You can see it from the diagram. This price is not moving, but there is an adjustment in quantity due to what? A shift in what? My demand curve. This demand curve shifts from left to right. We can actually do the other way around, but let's consider an increase in demand. An increase in demand does not have to happen or cannot happen because of price. Increase in demand, not increase in quantity demanded now. increase in quantity demand is what we have here, but this is increase in demand. It does not happen because of changes in price. As you can see, this is constant. That means what is responsible for this shift or increase is not price of the commodity. Then what is that thing? We look into the other factors. It is possible that the price of another commodity that serves the same purpose with this commodity in question have changed its price. Let's take Soaklin and area for example. This is Soaklin. And we're wondering why there's an increase in the quantity demanded for Soaklin, while the price remained constant. So if the price didn't change, how come we are selling more of Soaklin? We're selling more of Soaklin because, in this case, the price of area have increased. So the customers who used to buy area will now run to Soaklin if Soaklin is the only substitute that Ariel has in the market. So the reason why the demand or quantity demand is changing here is not because the price have changed. It is because of what? The price of other what? Commodity. Looking at income of the consumer, for example, is still a determinant here. Because when you have, as a consumer, when the amount of money you earn increases, you will want to buy more of a particular commodity that you love to consume. Do you understand? In normal cases, if you have abnormal cases, you can do otherwise. But for a normal demand, when increase is high, quantity demanded will do what? When income is high, rather, quantity demanded will do what? Increase. So the reason why quantity is increasing here is not because of the reduction in the price of the commodity, but there is an increase in the income of the consumer. You look at taste. When you develop more likeness for a commodity, this can also have shifts outward. When you love to probably wear a particular commodity, let's look at those who love to dress well, for example. Fashion comes in, it will increase your demand. Do you understand? Without an increase in the quantity, decrease in the quantity, in the price of the commodity, you will increase your demand because you have developed more interest in having a particular appearance. Do you understand? Population. Let's take, for instance, somebody who used to sell Bibles in his house, maybe a small store outside, the compound. When you have an opportunity to set up a new platform, doesn't even be a store, maybe just a table, at the entrance to the church, you will sell more commodity, more Bibles. Not because the price of Bible have reduced, but because the population coming to patronize you have done what? Increased by you having a stand at the entrance to what? A church. So because this is not the price of the commodity, it falls under what? Change in quantity demanded and also what? Shift in demand. The next one is advertising. If you have a good, convincing power to talk to customers, you can even sell more of a bad product. Do you understand? Because the customers will have tasted it before knowing that this is bad. But with the help of advertising, you can actually increase your demand. Increasing your demand here, or quantity demanded, is not because the price of the commodity have reduced, but because you know how to win the customer's hearts. Do you understand? So that's just a brief understanding of the difference between changing demand and changing quantity demanded. All right, so we can consider a question from UTM, which is also known as JAM, 2016, question 37. This question says, a movement along a given demand curve for a good, which is also a commodity, is caused by a change in dash. Now, for students writing JAM, one key strategy that you need to adopt is elimination method. If you know what is not the answer, then you're close to what the answer is. From the factors affecting demand that we took, we know that price of the commodity is just what determines change in quantity demanded. So, If a question is talking about movement along, which happens to be another name for change in quantity demanded, so I'm looking for that option that has price of the commodity in it. Not price of other commodity, please. In case the examiner gives you two price, this is looking clear because this is your answer. This cannot be your answer, population. Why? Because this is a part of the other factors affecting demand, which happens to be the determinant under what? Change in demand. And that's not what the question is talking about here. Because change in demand has another name called shift in demand. Movement along the demand curve is another name for what? Change in quantity demanded. So this is a factor that has to do with other factors apart from price of the commodity, so it cannot come in. Consumer's income is the second factor, or the third factor I gave you, so it's not going to come in. Taste is like the fourth one, it's not going to come in. Once you're able to eliminate three, you have just one to go. So this becomes the correct, answer. And that's clear. Movement along the given demand curve. This is the movement. From this, you can see it's a downward movement. If I take it the other way around, it becomes an upward movement. And you can see, why is my answer, how do I prove that my answer is correct? The price of the commodity is the only thing navigating. We cannot see income there. We can't see population there. We can't see taste there. But we can see that price is fluctuating. And that means that this answer, looking at the structure of the diagram, is correct for this question. Now we can take another question from UTME 2014, question 13, which now says a rise in income, ceteris paribus, meaning all things being equal, bring about what? That is, when we have a rise in income means an increase in income. So it's one part of the change. Remember the diagram we took under change in demand. The price is constant, but yet the curve changes. This is the first demand curve, and this is the second demand curve. So check out a single price, but costing a double quantity, Q1, Q2. We have constant price and then increase in quantity. So if price is not changing and quantity is changing, then something else is responsible, which is not price of the commodity. Do you agree? And what could that be? The other factors affecting demand, which could be either income of the consumer, price of the other commodity, taste, fashion, population, advertising, and the likes. You have your answer in mind, go to the question and ask yourself, what option could be correct? Don't forget, you can apply the elimination method to reduce the chances of making a mistake. this rise in income has nothing to do with quantity, right? It means that we're dealing with change in demand. Change in demand does not have business with movement along the demand curve. Why? Because movement along the demand curve has price as its determinant. But the reason why this is rising is because of what? Income. So because income is not price, this cannot come in. The next one is a leftward shift of the demand curve. Another name for change in demand, which is determined by income, is what? Shift in demand. So this makes us look comfortable. Oh, shift related. But shift can be positive or negative. Increase or what? Decrease. Rise or fall. The examiner is considering a rise. So we're looking at a positive shift. This one says leftward. Rise doesn't show leftward shift. It shows what? Rightward shift. A rightward shift of the, let's add one more. For example, it will drop here and I'll have 0.3. So if I consider this as my D3, it means this is increase and this is decrease. So what's the examiner talking about? A rise is increase. And when there's an rise in income, all things being equal, you earn more salary, you buy more of a particular commodity you have always gotten. So your answer cannot be anything related to decrease. It has to be increase. A leftward shift represents decrease. This is on point, but this makes it wrong. We can't work with this. Do you understand? Leftward is decrease. And we're talking about a rise. It has to be an increase. Rightward is increase. Is it still under change in demand? Yes, because it's talking about shift. So these two means we are on point here. This cannot work because this is not even a part of either shift in demand or movement along the demand curve. So we cannot have A, B, or D. C is a perfect answer considering the diagram we have above for this kind of question. And that explains it. Now looking at a question from UTME 2012, question 7, where we have a question that says, if the quantity of rice bought decreases from 250 tons to 200 tons, owing to a 2% rise in price, it shows that there is a change in what? One of the things you need to understand is the word quantity demanded, or the quantity of rice, shows that we're dealing with change in quantity demanded. First reason. The second reason is owing to 2% rise in price. And once price is responsible for quantity adjustment, automatically we're talking about change in quantity demanded, which is determined by price. Using elimination method, you know consumers' income cannot fall in because consumers' income is another factor affecting demand. Demand cannot be answered because change in demand is determined by other factors, not price. Price is what is the determinant here. So it cannot work with change in demand because this is determined by other factors affecting demand, where consumers' income is one of them. The third option is consumers' taste. It is also a factor under change in demand because it is the other factors affecting demand apart from the price of the commodity. So the only answer that can be correct is quantity demanded, because price rose by 2%, which made quantity to change. And when price determines quantity, we're dealing with what? Changes or change in quantity demanded. We can actually see this on a diagram. From the diagram point of view, you can see something like this in demand, and then we have, let's look at this change. So if this is price 1 and this price 2, quantity 1, quantity 2, we can actually say that the difference between this and this is 2%, while the difference between this and this is 200, 250, which means a decrease. You can see that this question is extremely explained with this diagram. And this diagram can only be tagged a diagram for change in what? Quantity demanded, which is what option D is all about. So look at this diagram. Option D is our best answer. This brings us to the end of today's topic. Don't forget to click on the like and subscribe button, and also leave a comment. Thank you.